To all dedicated civil servants, please be informed that the vacation allowance of 6% will be paid on June 15, 2024. However, because the legislation is not yet approved, regrettably, we cannot include the 1% increase of vacation allowance at this time. As we know, the vacation allowance is based on the LMA, which is the 6%. However, a letter dated February 5th, 2024, signed by former PM Jacobs, third paragraph to the end of said memo indicated, and I quote, "Except for the lump sum that was paid out in December 2023, all above mentioned agreements will be retroactively effective on January 1, 2024, and implemented when the corresponding legislation is approved and comes into force." End quote. The mentioned agreements were the 1% increase in vacation allowance and the 2% indexation. Some may question, is the 1% and 2% budgeted for? And the answer to that is yes. However, despite the budget 2024 being enacted on May 14, 2024 by His Excellency Governor Bailey, the law does not go into effect until June 26, 2024, retroactively to January 1, 2024. Therefore, we cannot go above the law to include the 1% increase in vacation allowance or the 2% indexation at this time. These additional benefits will be received when the legislation is approved, which we have requested that some urgency be placed on the matter. Number plates. There is a growing concern, and we have taken notice that there are several motorists driving without number plates affixed to their vehicles. We are aware that these persons may have paid for their 2024 road tax and are awaiting their number plates. However, they did receive the QR code sticker. Based on information received from the receiver's office, there is an estimation of about 1,100 to 1,500 persons that are yet to receive their number plates, but have paid for them. Despite this setback, and taking the revenues received for road tax 2024 into consideration, both the Minister of Justice and I believe that controls need to commence to ensure that motorists have paid their 2024 road tax, and if not, unfortunately, fines will be issued. Fines will not be issued at the moment to those who have paid their road tax and who have their sticker but have not yet received their number plates. However, if you do not have your QR code sticker and underlying documents, you will be fined. We encourage all motorists who are yet to pay their 2024 road tax to please do so. I need to make a point of clarification. In a press statement issued on Monday, May 27, 2024, I stated in the matter relating to the immigration officers pertaining to their overtime pay was that all officers received their overtime pay for March and April in the payroll of May 2024. However, on Monday, May 27th, during the urgent meeting called by my person along with the Minister of Justice, we were informed due to a technicality on the onus of management having taken the responsibility for their error, 12 officers did not receive their pay up to press time. However, that matter was immediately remedied by the hardworking employees at Wages and Salaries Department, and today I can confirm that these 12 officers have been paid as well. Allow me to thank Mrs. Berta Lacuna Lopez and staff for their assisting in this matter. We sincerely hope that the hardworking officers are aware that we do not, and we are not in the business of not paying what they are rightfully due. So, I can state today, all overtime based on information received was paid. Again, we encourage department heads to ensure that policies and procedures as it relates to payroll and payroll processing are in order and followed, as we deem it very important that persons are paid timely for their hard work, and we do not need industrial action taking place, especially at our border controls, where the effects of this are long-standing, long-lasting, and damaging and costly to the country. Due to interest of time, after listening to former ministers this week make statements concerning the 90 million guilders left in what was stated as having a robust coffer, I will be having a separate press conference where not only detailed information but clarification on this 90 million guilders will be outlined. For I believe it is important and imperative that we understand what was left, what it is slated for, and how and when it can be used. For if it's one thing I know to be true, transparency, clarity, and understanding is very important.
I once more say a warm welcome to especially the delegation from the Netherlands. We have to realize that it's a little emotional day today because unfortunately this will be the last official visit of Mrs. Van Huffelen to St. Martin. And why emotional? Because I think Mr. Van Huffelen had a warm heart with a lot of understanding for the people of St. Martin. And especially also she showed a great empathy in the sense how to help us get back out of the aftermath of Hurricane Irma that has proven, especially her passion that she had for us to support us, help us to get back out of the situation that we were in after Hurricane Irma. Mrs. Van Huffelen, I do not have much to say than to thank you. If I recall good, you have been the State Secretary actually guiding us since the 10th of January 2022, if I'm exact. It has been a short period of time, but at the end of the day, I think for us it feels longer than that you have been here for us. What we want to do is really thank you for what you have done for the people of St. Martin, and we will not forget it. And the people of St. Martin will be forever thankful for what you did in your function for us as a people in this country. It has, of course, also a lot to do with your colorful taste, how you used to dress yourself, how you used to express yourself, and especially your spontaneous way of dealing with us as Caribbean people are accustomed to. And I think you had some characters and expressions that I think we felt immediately that you were one of us. And for that, we want to thank you enormously for everything that you have done for us here in St. Martin. Once more, thank you very, very much. First of all, I will be against the protocol to open my own present after you. This book called Rising Spirit from Mrs. Ruby Hughes.
Yes, that I've met on my first visit here. I've met her several times.
Yes.
A very special lady.
Special lady, and I think the kissing spirit is exactly what we want to give you as a memory of St. Martin.
Oh, that's really great.
And secondly, because we just told you, we were always very impressed with your Caribbean flavor of your dressing. We decided that we are going to give you a beautiful bag, and there is nothing more that looks more than her than this bag made by our Jolie Dusson as a local artist that made this.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is a blend for all of you.
SZV, your social and health insurance is SZV, your social and health insurance is.
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah, your social and health insurance is.
Inform the public again of the upcoming hurricane season. So watch at your haulers, your garbage haulers schedules, because there will be garbage pickups, cleanups in the neighborhoods from the haulers. So look into that. The VROMI continues their regular maintenance, checking all of the contracts. We heard about some garbage that has not been picked up, and so we have had discussions with the haulers on those points. There's a lot more, but there's limited time, and so we will have some press releases out this week, so to inform you more.
About a month ago, have you met with the St. Martin Medical Center, and can you tell us what's the progress with the new hospital?
I did not meet with the medical center formally as yet. There was a meeting scheduled. I think it was scheduled for the same day which we had the political disturbance. And so on that day, meetings were postponed. The office is right now, I think yesterday, they were making calls to reschedule with the medical center. I met with the director of the medical center informally. So I met with him informally because I was there for Nurses Day to meet with the nurses, and then I met with him informally, and I informed him that we would be coming back. So then I will be able to tell you more about where the hospital is right now, because that's very important for me to know where it was when I came in, where I met it, so that I can know if it's going to be finished when it is supposed to be finished, which I understood from the former ministers at the end of 2025.
So I want to be sure that I understood correctly your statement. I understand that there's a severe problem with one of the engines at GB. Mm-hmm. You used the word to see what can be salvaged from the engine, mm-hmm. which seems to give an indication that perhaps the engine's not ever going to be operational. So, which would mean that the public could expect continuing issues.
Well, we will find out by the end of this week, the beginning of next week, when the mechanics who are looking into it now, they will be able to tell us what can be done. This is a crankshaft issue, and so that is something that is not just a minor repair. So because it is something that is considered a severe repair, sometimes it can be done. There are things that you can how you can repair that, but sometimes it doesn't hold. So you have to do the work and then see if it holds. Then the engine will be okay, and if not, then you have to go over to buying a new crankshaft, which is a very costly something.
Okay, so my question then relates to my understanding that ordering, the tender process and ordering of a new generator is a very long-term process. They don't keep them on the shelves. Mm-hmm. Can you explain what is the time frame for
18
ordering?
18 months normally, between 18 months to 2 years from when you start to order, because as you said, they are not made ready to go. You have to order, and then they are put together, and then they have to be shipped. This is when you're looking at an engine, and the company is busy right now seeking financing to order the necessary generators so that we could be the company could be up to date with the load that is necessary.
Okay, so my question is, given the current uncertainty with GB, will the government consider a moratorium on granting permits for larger projects since you're not sure about the capacity able to produce the electricity? And will you also look at, finally, a net metering policy? Because as you're looking for ways to generate more activity, more electricity, one way would be with solar energy, but people need a proper net metering policy in order to make those investments.
Both solutions that you mentioned just now are solutions that GB is looking into. So especially with large properties, there is a 500 kVA limited own use, but any usage more than that, you have to have permission from GB for your green energy, and it's for own use. What they are looking into now as well is the possibility for more properties to be able to handle temporarily their own production. Anything will help. So that was the first thing you mentioned, and what was the second one? Was the
Will you consider a moratorium?
Moratorium? Yes, it's something that's also being discussed. Again, a decision has not been taken on it as yet because it's kind of drastic, but we are looking. It's about to speak with me, so to come to give that presentation to us as well, so that I am more informed about it. Just this morning, I had people from the community who are suffering because their house, the neighbor is excavating and it's affecting 4 other properties in one area. So it's something that we have to look into, how these excavations are being done, but also other environmental issues. They are very dear to my heart. So I would really like to meet with the Nature Foundation. I know Nature Foundation they played a much larger role in VROMI-related matters with previous governments, with previous ministers, and I would also like to have them play the role that they are supposed to play with us as well.
Problems that happens in St. Martin is through wastewater pollution. The nutrient levels of our immediate coastline are extremely high. It's like when you fertilize a garden. If everyone's septic tank is overflowing, if people have the emergency system to be that when their wastewater system breaks down, it pumps directly into the lagoon, there's an excess of nutrients and nitrogen. That means that algae blooms, and there have been major events of algae blooms in the lagoon that everyone probably remembers. But when algae blooms, it outcompetes coral reef and it outcompetes native seagrass. So it's actually smothering the coral. So to combat that, having a nature-based solution of protecting grazer species that naturally eat those algae, like parrotfish or diadema, can help an ecosystem even when it's polluted. And then, of course, we have the human threats to St. Martin's marine life. All of these photos, unfortunately, were taken in St. Martin, and the human impact is severe. The fishing line is being removed from the spa protected area of Man of War Shoal. There were several hundred feet of fishing line that was dumped there with cinder blocks. The sea turtle was found nearby Great Bay after that chair had flown out into the water, probably during a storm, and the sea turtle drowned while trying to swim through. The conch, I'll go in specifically about the fishing of conch and show you why these are not actually sustainably fished. And then, of course, the coastal developments and impacts. So, by safeguarding the marine environment, we honor St. Martin's heritage and ensure future generations can inherit the natural beauty and resources that define our island. So therefore, I have tentatively suggested some areas for increased protections based on our data collection that I want to introduce to you now so that when they come through later, you have a thorough understanding of why they're being introduced. Biologically important areas in our lagoon and coastline. Number one, for the Man of War Shoal, which is currently a spa protected area and has been introduced as a ministerial decree by my predecessors at the Nature Foundation, should be changed to an ordinance, a full-fledged ordinance that has its own legislation and is no longer at risk, and to be honest with you, closes the gaps that currently exist within that protection. The eastern coastline, you can see a limited use zone pictured here. The area under the management of the Nature Foundation would allow for traditional fishing because we do have some advocates within the fishing community that on the rare occasion use that area. But it would monitor anchoring, use of chemicals, and mooring installation. I do want to make it clear that the traditional fishermen that are left on the Dutch side of the island are not the ones that are causing the most severe impacts to the health and to the marine ecosystem. So working with them is essential when developing this and enforcing it.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social and health insurances.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is a blend for all of you.
As celebrations continue in honor of the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Dominica and China, a cultural infusion performance was held to highlight the cultures of both countries. The ceremony was held at the Alias Forces on Tuesday, May 28, 2024, and was attended by President of Dominica, Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton, members of Cabinet, among others.
Though being separated by over 14,000 kilometers and vast oceans and speaking different languages, China and Dominica have always worked together toward the same goal. Our relationship features solid political mutual trust and mutual understanding and support, and has made a shining example of equality, mutual assistance, and win-win cooperation between countries of different sizes. It is based on shared qualities of openness and inclusiveness, love for peace and justice, and the pursuit of independent development.
His Excellency Chu Mao-ming stated that the cultural performances from both countries signify the friendship between Dominica and China.
Just like today's performances, although in different forms, they carry the two people's common love of art, the warmth of cultural exchange, and most importantly, the cherishing of friendship between the two countries. And today, the interactions of cultures will undoubtedly be another powerful example of our deep friendship. Thank you, all the guests and friends present tonight. Thank you for your support of the friendship between the two countries.
Meanwhile, Acting Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre says the sharing of each other's culture is a natural progression of the 20-year friendship.
Over the past 2 decades, our nations have built a friendship based on mutual respect, cooperation, and shared progress. And it is fitting we also share our culture, traditions, and art history tonight. China has been a firm partner in Dominica's journey towards development, providing support in infrastructure, health, education, trade, and now through this cultural exchange, we strengthen our friendship even further. Ambassador, we welcome this opportunity to share features of our distinctive cultures and traditions, and to deepen the bonds of friendship which we have developed over decades.
Dr. McIntyre added that Dominica remains committed to the development of the friendship between the two countries.
I assure you that Dominica will continue to embrace these activities which demonstrate the depth of our respect and affinity towards each other. You can be secure in the knowledge that Dominica is a true and loyal friend to the People's Republic of China. We certainly look forward to continuing these types of exchanges that expand our people's understanding and appreciation for both the Dominican and Chinese way of life. The ethnic song and dance troupe of Hubei province has come to share with us their cultural expressions through dance performance, and I know we are all eager to experience the talents and skills that will be on display this evening.